we have some things that we need to talk about with Cardano. So let's go ahead and jump on over to the Cardano chart. As you guys know, Cardano is in a little bit of a correction over the last couple of days. We rallied all the way up to nearly $3 and we pulled back 12.5%. We talked about how Cardano was probably going to need a small pullback. Frankly, I thought it was going to rally a little bit farther before going into this correction, but nevertheless, we did say on Monday, hey guys, we're an all-time high. It's almost impossible to call the top, so we're not going to try and call the top. Point is, it needs a correction. We're seeing that correction. That's a good thing. However, for anyone who is in Cardano right now, I wouldn't necessarily be too concerned about it dropping back below all-time high, and I'll show you why. Looking at our horizontal level right here, all-time high is $2.50. Obviously, $2.50 is a major psychological level, and also, of course, Japan is launching Japan is allowing Cardano to be traded in that nation on multiple different exchanges starting today. So that is also a factor you need to keep in mind. Here's another thing, though. Cardano currently has bearish RSI divergence, and it has some very, very powerful bearish RSI divergence. We can see it here on the daily chart. There's an uptrend on our levels of resistance and a downtrend on our levels of resistance on the RSI. On top of that, we're also seeing that the MACD is converging bearish. So I think that we're going to pull back down here to $2.50. And frankly, this is a little bit different than what I've been thinking lately, but frankly, based on everything I'm seeing, we very well may not hold that, and another part of the reason is that we're seeing volume decrease. This is what I've been talking about over the last several days, and I even talked about it around the blockchain over on Ben's channel yesterday. Right now, Cardano is massively overextended, and Bitcoin and Ethereum are undervalued. The whole crypto market is going through a small correction right now. I don't think that the whole crypto market is going to go through a massive correction. I think there is way too many bullish factors in the cryptocurrency market right now to reasonably make the argument that we're going to undergo some massive drop down to $42,000 on Bitcoin or $2,500 on Ethereum. I don't think that's going to happen, but what I do think is going to happen is that some of this valuation that's locked up in Ethereum right now, in Cardano right now, not from the ADA gang and the people that are hodling it and staking it, but some of the people that have bought it and traded it over the last 2 weeks. I think a lot of the traders, just like our super chatter earlier, are going to be looking to sell some of their Cardano at profit and then buy back into Ethereum and Bitcoin because they have not rallied as far. Cardano is just, quite frankly speaking right now, overextended compared to anything that it has ever done. In fact, it is, if I'm not mistaken, sitting at the highest market dominance it ever has. At least in the last, at least in time that I can remember. If we look at it right here and I turn off the rest of these cryptocurrencies, you can see that it has gobbled up more market dominance than it ever has in the history of that project. So I think that it is going to undergo some kind of correction here relatively soon, such as we saw a couple of weeks ago, such as we saw back in 2017 when Cardano rallied up to 3%. I think we're going to see the same thing happen here relatively soon. Tim, what do you think happens next on Cardano? Do you agree that we're going to see some of the profits cycle out into Bitcoin and Ethereum?
Yes, I do, but I also think, again, I think the strong level of support we have right now in Cardano sitting a little bit closer to $2.13. At least if I'm looking at the VPBR. Obviously, there's even stronger around $1.37. I don't think we're going to get past there. I don't think we're going to get past that $2 bump. However, there's correction. And also, I want to clarify, I'm not saying we're going down to $2 necessarily right off the bat. However, what I think is really cool, I'm looking at the chart right now. I'm looking at the Bollinger Bands. I'm on the 4-hourly chart. I'm looking at the Bollinger Bands. I'm looking at the 4 EMA, and I'm looking at VPVR. And I am seeing, again, a pretty coincidental little thing. If you look at the bottom of the Bollinger Bands, if you look at where we have the 50 moving average on the 4-hourly chart, and if you look at where we have a strong level of support in the BPVR, they're all sitting right here around 250. This is something we said the other day, Jeb, is that we could see it going as low as 250. Now, I think we said it could get there yesterday. It didn't, which is okay. It's still heading down in that direction. I think Cardano has a little bit more to go to it, but I'm actually expecting potentially a bounce off of 250. I think putting a buy order, setting up around 255, maybe even 259, 260 maybe, if you just want to make sure you get in, would actually not be the worst thing in the world, because I think there might be a bounce there that rallies maybe back to $3. There's some strong level of support there. Also, there's a lot of excitement, especially as we're building up to the 12th, because that is the huge thing. We got to remember, we have 2 more weeks until massive news drops. I think we're going to see a lot of buying in Cardano all the way up to it. all the way up to that date, and then I think we'll see another dip. I think
You don't
that's
think
when,
we're going to see a cycle out in the next week or so?
I think the 11th, 12th, 13th is when we might see the price start to head back down towards that $2 mark.
Yeah, I can agree with that. And then also, I love what you're saying here, Tim, about the convergence of support. That's the term we use over in the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy. He's talking about this VPVR maximum right here, the 50 simple moving average, and this flat level at 250, which was our previous all-time high. That is a convergent level of support, so that means it's very strong. That's like instead of having 100 health, all of a sudden it has 300 health. It's harder to break through it. That's like, in an analogy I often use with support and resistance, think of support as the floor and resistance as the ceiling. If you're in an apartment building and your floor is made of thatch, it's really easy to break through that. But if your floor is made of concrete and I-beams and steel trusses and everything, it's a lot stronger. So we're seeing very strong support here because so many things are coming together. I think ADA very well may hold there.
Just to add on to it, 4-hourly chart, we are seeing RSI divergence, bullish RSI divergence forming.
We are. I see that. Yeah.
So again, it's not even a trifecta at this point. Now, what's quadfecta?
Quadfecta.
It's a quadfecta of reasons why Cardano probably will end up bouncing right around that 250 zone.
Yeah.
Yep.
There you go, guys. You heard it here first. Cardano is more than likely going to bounce around the $2.50 zone. It's probably going to continue back up to $3. And at some point in the next 3 weeks or so, we'll more than likely see cycling out of Cardano and into Bitcoin and Ethereum. But there is good reason to believe that Cardano might go ahead and maintain this rally for a little bit longer. Give us a 1 in chat if you think it's about to break $3. I think based on everything Tim just said that there's a good argument to be made there. I am a little bit more skeptical than he is, though, because I'm worried about how many people are already so far into profit. You also have to take into account all of the ADA gang out there that are staking their Cardano, so it's really a mixed bag.
It is, but I also think that, as we told Greg the other day, and I said, I don't know if he did it. If he did, great for Greg. Around that 290 point, 290, 291, I was kind of like, this might be a good time to take some profit now. How many people took profit there are going to see this level at 250 and say, yeah, no, let me go ahead and get back in because I believe in... Most people in Cardano are Cardano...
maxis.
Yeah, they're like in love with it. Like they would marry Cardano if it was a marriageable thing. But I think that 250 zone is going to be a great level of buy-in, especially in light of the 12th. I think a lot of people have put their thought into, man, I'm going to hold Cardano, I'm going to utilize Cardano until the 12th, and I'm going to see a sell-off. That is why I think the psychology of the trader, that 12th is pretty pivotal. I think a lot of people are going to say, let me go ahead and sell.
Agreed.
And all it's going to happen is he's going to have a massive correction, potentially all the way back down to $2. It's going to kind of accumulate for a little bit, and then we're going to keep going. Like, I'm still holding to the end of this year. We're looking between $5 to $8 at Cardano.
I think
we have just touched over $3. Like that's all we've got. We have a long way to go. It is of the big projects right now, the most volatile project though. So that is something you have to be very aware of with this. However, still a great money opportunity,
guys.
Oh, I got a real good feeling.